Hey Vegeta, let me take the lead.
Hey guys, DB right here, and today we're back with another What If. This time, actually doing a part 2 to a What If I started last week, because it was just really fun to do this one, and I've been really wanting to do part 2 now. And that is, what if Nappa survived? Now, mate, I am a huge fan of Nappa, the Bald and Beautiful Saiyan.
Oh, my precious modeling career.
In this scenario, we explored the possibility of Vegeta sparing the life of his subordinate. You know, Nappa gets healed, Zenkai boost, Vegeta gets a stronger Saiyan as a subordinate. You know, it'd be a shame to waste some Saiyan blood. And after the Vegeta and Goku fight went on exactly as per normal, with Goku ultimately letting him go, and of course Nappa escaping too, they were able to get healed up on Frieza base, and they pretty much arrived on Namek and began their little reign of terror in the Namek saga. And together, Nappa and Vegeta were easily able to take out Kui and Dodoria, and Nappa assisting Vegeta in finding his Dragon Ball and hiding it in the lake. But then we get to the part where they run into Zarbon, and Krillin and Dende are on their way to the eldest Namek, and Krillin gets his potential unlocked. So we're heading to about that chapter. And, well, Nappa and Vegeta are indeed taking on Zarbon, and, well, things pretty much don't differ much from there. The two are getting the best of Zarbon, and Zarbon is forced to transform and completely turns the tables on Nappa and Vegeta. Now, I know what you're thinking, there are two Saiyans who have worked together for years. Surely both of them together could defeat Zarbon. No. Actually, no. Zarbon is still a little bit too much for the both of them. Vegeta does take the worst of the beating, while Nappa's basically just knocked aside and ends up crashing into a mountain and into the lake, or ocean. Vegeta more or less suffering a similar fate, and Zarbon flies off per normal, thinking he's defeated the last two remaining Saiyans, that he's done Frieza proud, that I am just the best. Yeah, Zarbon, you're in a lot of trouble, buddy. And meanwhile, the yellow minion guy who was with Zarbon has found the village that Nappa and Vegeta had wrecked, and questioned that surviving Namekian, who's trying to go into the ocean and retrieve the Dragon Ball, who of course reveals to the minion that it was two Saiyans that did this, and of course that minion takes out that witness. And, well, meanwhile, Zarbon has arrived back to Frieza and does his report. Oh, really? So you took care of those monkeys, did you? So, you're absolutely sure they're dead? Well, there's no way any of them survived that. I did knock them into a watery grave. Oh, so you're talking about an unconfirmed kill. Well, maybe this'll teach you to be a bit more thorough in the future, Zarbon. Besides, I don't remember giving you orders to kill Nappa and Vegeta. What if they had found a Dragon Ball and hidden it? I don't pay you enough to think. Oh, I'm sorry, Lord Frieza. I'll deal with this right now. I'll go find them immediately. And that's when the other minion walks in and says, Lord Frieza, I found a village. But when I got there, it was completely destroyed. A Namekian witness told me it was those Saiyans, Nappa and Vegeta. Oh, very well. I'd like to talk to this witness. Well, I've ended his life, Lord Frieza. So you killed the only witness. And Frieza fires a death beam through that minion. Let that be a lesson to you, Zarbon, when people take it upon themselves to make executive decisions. And that is going to happen to you if Vegeta and Nappa aren't before me within the hour. Zarbon, of course, flying off, and Frieza makes his call to the Ginyu Force, because, well, they need new scouters, and, well, they just might need the extra help. Now, Vegeta and Nappa have both resurfaced, not in the same area. Vegeta pretty much ends up the exact same spot where he was in the original. Well, Nappa was more or less taken out by the current and washed down the stream a bit further. As he comes to, he sees Krillin and Dende. Not Krillin and Dende. He sees Krillin flying off with a DragonBall. Now, Nappa has gotten quite a bit of a Zenkai boost from his battle against Zarbon. He's not as in bad shape. In fact, he's pretty well recovered. But yeah, the damage he did sustain was enough to get a bit of a Zenkai boost for it. And well, following them, but really they could just get that Dragon Ball whenever. What Nappa is really curious about is where they came from. And Nappa decides to backtrack Krillin's trail, and that actually takes him to the eldest Namek. And Nappa, of course, being greeted by now, what brings you here, Saiyan? You're one of the ones responsible for the killing of our race. And Nappa can sense the energy of this Namekian, and knows he is no match for Nail.
Well, I was, looking for the bald one, the little bald one.
He is interrupted by a certain sound, a certain voice. This is, of course, Guru.
Nail, let him in.
But DB Rai, why would Guru do such a thing? Why would he let a Saiyan just waltz on in? Well, remember that Guru can read minds. He can sense that Nappa isn't all bad. He can already sense the sort of confliction within Nappa ever since the Earthlings let him go on Earth, and even Vegeta himself showing him mercy for failing him on Earth. So Nappa is somewhat conflicted, and this is actually an opportunity for the Namekians to gain yet another ally, just by offering Nappa a bit of help. And Nappa is in no condition to be fighting Nail. He's still pretty hurt from Zarbon, and Guru unlocking Dende's latent potential, unlocking his ability to heal. Nappa is healed and restored to full health and getting the full Zenkai boost from his battle with Zarbon. And on top of that, Guru decides he's going to unlock Nappa's latent potential.
Nappa,
you're nothing like Vegeta, you know. He just sort of says that to Nappa as he leaves. And Nappa just flies off a bit confused. And with all this increased power, he can now basically follow Krillin and get the Dragon Ball. He's a bit confused about all this kindness and all this stuff that he's only just basically been exposed to, you know, being in the Frieza Force all his life and conquering planets and things like that. There is a change starting to form in Nappa, and meanwhile, Zarbon has managed to find Vegeta and has him resting and recovering in the healing chamber, and Vegeta, you know, stealing the Dragon Balls from under Frieza's nose happens as per normal.
I've got a lovely bunch of Dragon Balls, do-do-do-do-do, here they are all sitting in a bunch, do-do-do-do. 1 star, 2 star, all as big as my head. Give them a toss and land it across, that's how Vegeta wins, bye-bye!
Vegeta does spot Krillin with the Dragon Ball and Nappa following Krillin. Nappa, who has caught up. And Vegeta is quite surprised at Nappa's huge increase in power. And he follows suit as well. Get the Dragon Ball first, ask questions later. And of course, Zarbon, seeing all three of them heading in the one direction, follows along too. Meanwhile, of course, Gohan has gone to retrieve the Dragon Ball that Nappa and Vegeta hid in the meantime.
Alright, Baldy. You just hand over that Dragon Ball like a good boy, and I won't smash you and your girlfriend over here.
Krillin can sense that Nappa's power has changed tremendously. Krillin may have been able to have taken on Nappa before, but not anymore. Oh, fine! Take the Dragon Ball. And of course, Vegeta appears before them both.
Well, Nappa, it would seem you're actually using that melon you call a brain for once. And somehow, you've managed to find a way to increase your power. How did you do it? Don't worry, little bald one, I'll get to you in a minute.
And of course, Zarbon appears before him, and Vegeta basically taking out Zarbon just like he does in the original. In a more brutal slightly more brutal fashion than he does in the original, just his way of showing Nappa that Vegeta is still boss.
You weren't thinking of betraying me, were you, Nappa? Of course not, Vegeta. I was just doing what I could that I thought would help and get the Dragon Ball.
They fly off the Dragon Ball, leaving Krillin and Bulma there.
Since we have all 7 Dragon Balls now, I'm feeling in a rather generous mood, so I am not going to kill you this time.
And they fly off, and they both have their little... Nappa and Vegeta have their interaction with Gohan, and even with Nappa there, that plays out per normal. None of them think to look behind the rock to see that Gohan has taken their Dragon Ball. Gohan hands over that Dragon Ball to Bulma, while Krillin and Gohan are flying off to Elder Namek to get Gohan's latent potential unlocked. You got a furious Nappa and Vegeta just raging and flying towards them. Of course, they're long gone from that place where they left him, so they basically just got to sit there and wait for Krillin and Gohan to raise their power levels enough so they can sense them and then find them. That does happen, pretty much per normal. And when Vegeta and Nappa pretty much arrive again at the eldest Namek's place, and Gohan gets his huge power increase by Guru. That power level, that's gotta be Kakarot. Come on out here, Kakarot. And it's actually Gohan walking out, and Vegeta's just more confused, and Nappa's just going,
Vegeta, I'll explain later.
And then they all sense the Ginyu forces, the power levels of the Ginyu force heading towards the planet. And then their little alliance is formed as per normal, with the addition of Nappa, all Zenkai boosted up, and with his latent potential unlocked. They pretty much go ahead, bring all the Dragon Balls together, and they're going to use them, and Gohan and Krillin have that little bit of hesitation, and the Ginyu Force appear before him. Captain Ginyu running off the Dragon Balls as per normal, and the battle between the Ginyu Force and the two Saiyans and the Earthlings begin, and I think that is actually where we will leave things for right now. So what do you guys think? Do you like this addition to this story? How much stronger has Nappa actually become? Will he be able to actually buy the Dragon Team a bit more time before Goku arrives? Heck, is it possible he could actually take on Raccoon? All these questions shall be answered next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is DB Rice signing off, and let's get this discussion going.